I better get some boots because we're going dirt racing. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. My name is Timmy and today we have a good one thing for you. Consider this your Bristol Motor Speedway dirt track preview. Really excited for this video today, so stay tuned to the end to figure out all of the trending stories, all the things going on with dirt, and it all begins tonight because the Pro Invitational is on tonight. We have iRacing event on FS1 at 8 o'clock tonight. The whole guys from the broadcast booth will be bringing it for us, so I cannot wait for that. It's always going to be fun racing in the dirt. It should be interesting. Shall we get into it? Let's get into some smaller stories before we look at some of the big ones of the day. But first, I want to give you Fox TV ratings really quick from Atlanta. 3.724 million viewers for the Atlanta race. This is the sixth Fox race last year, which was Texas, and Texas brought in 3.657, so just slightly a little bit more than Texas brought in last year, but still a really exciting race, and I'm glad it brought in some viewers because this sport definitely needs some more viewers in it. 3 million is not bad. It's not great, but all sports have seen an extensive decrease. Right here, 6 March Madness games got a higher rating last week, but the race topped everything else in sports. Everything else in sports it topped, so pretty good right there. The other quick story I wanted to get to is NBC is placing NASCAR America Motor Mouse, a call-in show on Peacock TV, as it continues to build up the streaming service with sports content. So Peacock is growing, and I recommend getting it. It is on Fire TV now. I'm getting some Peacock so I can watch this because I have a feeling that this is going to become the new normal. Peacock streaming service for NBC, where you get your NASCAR content. NASCAR America, before the whole COVID shutdown, used to be live on television every night at 5 o'clock. It was NASCAR Race Hub and NASCAR America. You could watch everything you needed about NASCAR with some expert analysis. Now, you don't get to do that, but you can now watch this show again on Peacock. It will air Mondays and Wednesdays. So, tonight, you guys can watch this episode. I wonder what they're going to talk about. It's going to be a good one. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. And we can't wait to see that happen very, very soon. And NASCAR Motors Mouse, streaming is the way to go, guys. Everyone's coming back to streaming. So, yeah, you got to be ready for it. All right, now let's take a look at some Bristol dirt stuff here very quickly. Let's look at some paint schemes. Previewing some Bristol dirt paint schemes here. These are some paint schemes that will be ran at Bristol dirt that caught my eye that I want to talk about. Let's look at Kevin Harvick's right here. It looks like the normal Busch Beer car, right? But no. It is Kevin Harvick Busch Beer, but it's got a nice dirt on the side of it. Hashtag Busch Dirt car. This is an extremely good car. Now, I can't imagine what it's going to look like at Bristol dirt on the day, on the dirt track. Beyond the rendering, I want to see it, but this looks really good. I wouldn't mind getting this in a die cast. It's already got like it's dirt, it's ready to go, and I mean all the cars are going to look like this at the end of the day, right? But it still looks really good. It's got the dirt on the side. Still got the blue. It's a really good design. I like how they went with the theme of the track. And then we got trucks at Knoxville, tickets on sale for Corey LaJoie. He's got a NASCAR paint scheme. Of course, promoting when the trucks go to Knoxville, when trucks go to dirt as well. Another time this year, promoting that. But this scheme looks very good as well. No one else did anything really special for their paint schemes. But I like how they do this paint scheme bright, so even with the dirt on it, it's going to stick out. Corey LaJoie has a chance this weekend. I think anyone does. Just kind of scrolling through here. There's not much more that check my eye. The 18 M&M message. Take a look at this car, right? And now imagine it when dirt gets on it. Like, I don't understand why they bring such nice paint schemes to the track, because guess what? It's just going to get completely destroyed by the end of the day. There's no surviving that. But those are some paint schemes that caught my eye this weekend. Those two are themes for the weekend. I like how Busch always themes them, but other teams are hopping in to theming their cars. So that's always good. Alright, next thing I want to do is I want to talk about some of the drivers' thoughts. What are the drivers thinking about when it comes to racing at dirt? So these drivers, some of these interviews may have been in the past, some of them might have been new, some of them you might have already heard, but I want to go back over them and kind of like talk about what these drivers are thinking right now. So first up, Kyle Busch. He explained this in the beginning of the season, and this is what he said in the beginning of the season about Bristol Dirt. I would be way more optimistic about it if we were looking, and way more looking forward to it if I think it was in real life fluid dirt car rather than cup car, Busch said. I just don't know about our old big heavy stock cars are cut out to make for the dirt profile. This is my opinion, but the tire also is not conductive to the dirt surface very well. So Kyle Busch, really, he has a big long statement about this, but I just wanted to do the first one, is that he said he thinks that, NASCAR is making a mistake. They're not running a dirt car in it, and he says, we need to be running a dirt car. You gotta be kidding me right now. We're not running a dirt car. What the heck do you expect from us? We need to be running a dirt car, and if we're not, then that's going to be of the essence. We are going to be getting in trouble here, right? We need to be running a dirt car. Why we're not, I don't understand. He also kind of goes on that he talked back to Outdoor, because he is a Truck Series owner, about how they ran there. He says, it doesn't sound like very fun, but it will be entertaining to watch. Tuesday, Busch also spoke to reporters again about the race, and he added that it will be a learning experience for sure, because it won't be like any dirt races he previously competed in. He speculated that the race would be like a full-fledged ice rink, guys. So this is also a Kyle Busch classic, right? It's going to be a learning experience, and then he describes this that it's going to be like an ice rink, right? So that we all know what an ice rink is. It's pretty slippery. And Kyle Busch said, oh yeah, guys, you don't even know. It's going to be like a full-fledged ice rink. So that's something to take into fruition as well, that Kyle Busch did say that in his statement. All right, let's go on to another driver I want to quickly talk about, Kevin Harvick. He said, obviously, Tony has a huge background and should be an integral part of what we do as a race team for making it sure that we are prepared. He said that earlier this month, and he didn't say anything else. But this is interesting because Kevin Harvick alludes to the fact that his team owner knows what he's doing when it comes to racing and when it comes to racing on dirt, right? Because his team owner owns a dirt track, which is Eldora. So clearly his team owner, which is Tony Stewart, knows what he's doing. But the thing that really strikes you here is that the team's going to use this to their advantage. He didn't seem very happy about it. Let's go to Christopher Bell next. This is what he said. I would say Bristol is definitely a place where I should have an advantage. Just having a dirt background going up like I did, Bell said, is going to be interesting, though. The Cup Series is full of a lot of talented race car drivers, and these guys are going to figure it out. Looking to the fact that these guys are going to eventually figure out how do you race on dirt, right? These guys are practicing as well. Many of these drivers will be practicing what to do in the dirt race. Many of these guys are going to be practicing it. So, we know that, and that, if you're a NASCAR driver, that you might be like, ooh, well, I didn't think of it that way, right? I didn't think, well, maybe these drivers are going to figure it out, yeah. And Yeah, and also he went on to say, and just read the short paragraph here, it's an afternoon race. It's a long distance race, so I don't think it's going to be a normal dirt surface like I'm accustomed to racing on. So that's another bit and piece where he said, this is something that I'm probably not accustomed to racing on this. Nevertheless, it's going to be fun though, and it's going to be an experience for everyone, but it's a long distance race, and it's nothing like he's done before. And that is something that we haven't seen these drivers say yet, right? That, this is something I've never done before. I'm excited to do it, but again, it's not something I've ever done. Kyle Larson also spoke to the media. It's definitely a race I look forward to running, just because it's really uniqueness of it. Larson said prior to the start of the season, there will be a lot of eyes on the event, and you want to be the first to win a NASCAR race there. Saying how he alludes to, well, it's a historic event here. I mean, this is something that you want to win. No matter who you are, you want to win this race, because this could be a big deal for your NASCAR career. Martin Truex Jr. also kind of said it's going to be a learning curve for sure. Ryan Blaney, last week's winner, we'll have practice there, which is good, and kind of relying back to the truck dirt lace. I did it at the door a couple of times, Blaney said. So a lot of people are getting into this weekend. They're getting hyped, but there's still a lot of concerns, and I still am fairly concerned about how this is going to go. I hope it can go well, but I don't know, and I'm not going to know for a little while. Let's get into the big story of the day. Pro Invitational tonight at Bristol. It's the first Pro Invitational, FS1, 8 o'clock. iRacing, it's a video game, just racing in all the Pro Invitationals, which take Invitational right there, Invitational. All these drivers said, all right, yeah, no, I want to do this, I want to run here, and this is going to be a really fun race. And I totally agree that this is going to be a really fun race, and we are going to enjoy it. And Pro Invitational, sure, it'll be all right. I still have my skepticals on that as well. But I want to get to something pretty big. Timmy Hill was left out of the Pro Invitational. Now, we're going to follow a story of events here, because literally, I'm recording right now at 1:59 in the afternoon, and a breaking news just came out from this story, right? But Timmy Hill was left out. And he came on to Front Stretch, a website, and said, I wasn't on the entry list. I think I should have been on the entry list. I understand that I'm not a charter driver, but I think that he needs to know. I think that's important, right? I think that's an important thing right here, where we understand that, hey, Timmy Hill, he's not a charter driver. It's for charter drivers only. But the fact of the matter is NASCAR didn't put him in, which means NASCAR said that they don't want him in the race. NASCAR said, well, we don't want him. We don't support small teams, is what it looks like, unless it was Fox, unless it was what. It could have been anybody, right? But we don't know for sure. But we know that Timmy Hill was left out. And Timmy Hill won, by the way. Let's not let that go out of the fruition. Timmy Hill won this event just a year ago. He won at Texas on the Pro Invitational that was ran last year. And part of the promotion, take a look at this tweet from Timmy Hill. Competed in every Cup event for the last 2 seasons, and the only Cup driver that was left out stins a bit. And right below it was Fox Sports' tweet, the Pro Invitational Series is back, and we're heading to virtual Bristol. Coverage begins Wednesday with race up at 6 p.m. And look at this. Timmy Hill is even in the promotion. And NASCAR didn't even invite him. Fox is using Timmy Hill to their advantage. Fox is using Timmy Hill to get some viewers in because he won. And who knows why NASCAR didn't want him to be in it. And NASCAR didn't give him anything, right? But there is something very important about this story, because there's not a loss of hope. There's not a loss of hope. There actually is very good news for all fans of Timmy Hill, because just 4 hours ago, upon recording, this tweet came out from Austin Cedric. He said, big shoes to fill, subbing in for BK. Tight squeeze into his virtual seat. Knees are in the virtual digital dash, and I didn't even have time to pack the virtual tear-off. Pretty funny right there. But then he said, I think Timmy Hill Racer would be the man for the job tonight. What do you think, Keselowski? So, Austin Shindrick says, I have to fill in for, I gotta fill in for this guy. I gotta fill in for, Brad Keselowski. This is big shoes to fill, I don't know if I'm up for the job. Do you think Timmy Hill could be Brad Keselowski? Basically what he said. And then Brad Keselowski comes up with this tweet an hour later. And it reads, I like where your head's at. Are you in, Timmy Hill? So now we have a pretty interesting back and forth. Sure, I pretty much think this is planned between the two of them. They were texting each other, whatever, and said, hey, let's put out this tweet. Team Penske then. Team Penske comes out with this on their Twitter. They said, we're down, let's do it at Timmy Hill Racer. So Team Penske gives the green light. And we, at that point, haven't heard anything else, right? But breaking news just came in. Timmy Hill with this statement just literally minutes ago. I wasn't planning on talking about this, but minutes ago, Timmy Hill came out with this, and it says, all right, I am in. I appreciate everyone's support over the last 24 hours. All my fans out there put up a good fight. Looking forward to slitting some virtual mud tonight. Thanks NBA and Team Penske for allowing me to do this. So his team said, yeah, no, let's do it. And Team Penske said, Timmy Hill, let's go. Very weird combination, I gotta say, between the two of them. But the fact of the matter is, Timmy Hill's racing tonight. And no matter what you think, if NASCAR said, we don't want Timmy Hill to race, are you gonna be kidding me? We don't want Timmy Hill. He might make us look bad. Like, he might make iRacing look bad. He might make Fox look bad. And they were like, no, we can't have Timmy Hill do this again. We can't have Timmy Hill win again. This is on the big stage. We're promoting this pretty largely. And, actually, they didn't promote it that largely, but, they're still promoting this. Now Timmy Hill found a way to get in the race on Penske equipment. And NASCAR has failed. If that was their goal, to keep him out of the race, they have failed. I don't think it was. I don't understand why he wasn't in. NASCAR has basically was delusional. They have not put anything out yet. Respond to this. And no, in NASCAR, they probably won't. But Timmy Hill is in the Pro Invitational tonight. I'm excited. Let's go. I think it's actually, I don't know, FS1, 6 o'clock begins pre-race coverage on FS1. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this on the pedal. I hope you're all ready for some Bristol dirt. I'll see you Friday. I got another NASCAR video to get us pumped up. That's it for me, though. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.